Hi, this is Will Wilde back with another blues harmonica tutorial or Q&A. I get a lot of questions about feedback, how to avoid or eliminate feedback when you're playing amplified. And this is a problem that probably anyone who's played amplified harp has come across. So you can hear I've got this set up quite hot at the moment. It's right on the brink of feeding back if I... Okay. But it sounds good. Obviously if I wanted to stop it feeding back, I could just turn the amp down a bit. But then I lose that kind of distorted sound. Okay, so if you want that overdriven sound, then turning down isn't always an option. The other thing I could do is I could move further away from the amp. I'm really close to it here. If I went and stood the other side of the room, obviously it wouldn't feed back. But you know, sometimes you're playing on really small stages and you have to stand right in front of the amp. So that's not always an option either. Sometimes you know, people find certain mics are more feedback resistant than others. I'd say the Shure 520 DX Green Bullet I found is especially bad for feedback. That's the one with the volume control on it. And I found the Shure stick mics like the 545, the 585 aren't quite so bad. They're a bit more feedback resistant. Some of the shaker mics I've used in the past have been pretty feedback resistant too. But they'll all still feed back eventually. You can only turn them up so loud before it'll feed back. So a few years ago I bought this pedal from Kinder. It's called an Antifeedback Plus. And this pretty much sorted out all my problems with feedback when playing live. Didn't really change my tone at all. You can pretty much just leave these three knobs set at 12 o'clock. If you do get any feedback, then just turn the AFB anti-feedback up a little bit. If you turn it up too much, it does start to interfere with your playing a little bit because it works on a noise gate. So yeah, only turn it up as much as you have to. So I used this pedal for a few years, and you know, it did sort out my feedback issues. But I had a couple of complaints about this thing. First of all, it's really expensive. You have to get it from, it's just one guy who makes them, and it's expensive to begin with. And if you're in Europe like me, you have to order it from the States, so shipping and customs on top of that cost quite a bit too. So that's the first thing, the price. The other thing is there's no mains adapter input on it, so you have to run it off of batteries, and it actually takes two 9 volts. And I'd always find I was unplugging my cord. You know, sometimes there's a couple of hours or more between sound check and the gig, so I don't unplug my cord to save the battery. And you know, that's a bit of a pain in the ass. And also, as the batteries gradually run down over time, your tone starts to deteriorate a little bit. And I want to know that I've got 100% tone all the time, you know. So it's a bit of a nuisance to constantly change the batteries in this. So, I've recently upgraded to this. This is the Lone Wolf Harp Shield. It's actually a lot cheaper, and you don't have to order it from the States because they have distributors elsewhere. And it's got a mains adapter, so I can just put it on my pedal board with my other pedals and power it off of my main supply, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. It's a bit simpler too. It just has one knob, which is a sensitivity knob. Most of the time I find just having it turned all the way down is enough to stop the feedback. If it's a particularly loud gig, then I may need to turn it up a little bit, maybe only as far as there. And again, it works on like a noise gate principle, so effectively it mutes your mic when you're not playing, when there's no signal coming through. This one does have a switch on it. It's not a standard kind of on-off switch. When your foot is on it, it just cuts the sound, and when your foot is off, it works as normal. So you can actually turn the pedal on and off, which is good because you want it on all the time anyway. So I'm just going to try and demonstrate this for you. So one more time, here's the amp without the pedal. Okay, so it sounds good, but getting a bit of feedback. Okay, I'm just going to switch this over. Okay, so this is with the Harp Shield, with the sensitivity knob turned all the way down. Oops. That's if I plug it in. There we go. Okay, so you can hear it's still really hot. I've still got all that distortion and all my tone. Okay, if I really squeeze it, I'm getting a little bit of feedback. I'm right in front of the amp, so if I turn the sensitivity knob up, this time I can go right the way up and actually touch the grill. I'm still not getting any feedback. Okay, so that's what I use for fighting feedback. It works perfectly for me, and it's probably one of the most important bits of gear that I own as a harp player. I hope you enjoyed this video. My name's Will Wilde. I'll be back with another video soon. In the meantime, if there's any questions you'd like me to answer for you, just leave them in the comment section below. And if you'd like a private one-to-one Skype lesson with me, send me a message through the contact form on my website. Before I go, I've got a brand new record out. It's called Live in Hamburg. We recorded it live at the Downtown Blues Club earlier this year. And it's available to download now through iTunes and Amazon and all the other usual places. Also, you can get my CDs directly from willharmonicawilde.com. I'll be back soon. Cheers.